Welcome back to the Donovan and Jorgensen Heating and Cooling Friday Night Rivals pregame show. We're getting you ready for kickoff as the Indians from Mukwonago travel to take on the Kettle Moraine Lasers. Mukwonago, let's break them down a little bit. They're 4-1 overall. Their only loss on their schedule so far has been a 29-28 heartbreak at Arrowhead. They've had wins against Muskego and Pewaukee the last 2 weeks. We are now joined by the head football coach at Mukwonago. He is Mike Gnewuch. Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mike?
I'm really good. Hey, so far so good, right? You have one blemish, and that at Arrowhead game I know is still sticking in your craw. You'd like to get that one back. But awfully good football game. This team, Coach, a lot of people are talking about one of the better teams from Mukwonago in a while, and you guys have had some great teams throughout the years. People really impressed with the way this team plays. You're feeling pretty good about where they're at?
Yeah. Well, when we put all three faces together, we're pretty tough to beat. We just have to, like our one blemish, like you said, we didn't execute well enough at times in any of the three phases. So when we execute consistently, we're pretty tough to beat.
Coach, I always ask you this because you're the perfect guy to ask this. I continue on my radio show to talk about this conference as the best football conference in the state, and the boys up in the valley say, hey, hold on a second, time out, McGivern, what about us? And with the subtractions and additions to the Classic 8 here the last few years, I think top to bottom it's still the best football conference in the state of Wisconsin.
I completely agree. I do. With Pewaukee coming in, man, they're a good football team. They're really well coached. Justin does a great job over there. Those kids play hard. They're tough. It's you can't blink. This season we can't blink, and our kids realize that, and the coaching staff realizes that. And yeah, we're probably going to be tired, but you can't become complacent for a single second because you will be exposed. Playing the quality teams that we play week in and week out.
Yeah, I agree with that, Coach. I really do. And you go from top to bottom and you look at Mukwonago on the top, and right now, a Waukesha West team that struggled a little bit, man, that's a really well-coached team, and they've got some athletes over there. And then everyone in between, anytime that you have to play in your conference, you got to be ready to play. Want to talk, if we can, Coach, about some players that are leading this team. And I want to start with Mason Kelly. He's the quarterback. He's first team, I think, all-conference wide receiver last year. And he's doing a really nice job moving over and taking snaps. He's throwing the ball. He's certainly in charge of that huddle.
Yeah. And I don't know if people realize it or not, but last year was his first year that he ever played wide receiver. He's always been a quarterback for us. But he's an exceptional athlete. He's a school record holder in the open 200-meter dash. He's a 6'8" high jumper. He's a school record holder in the 4x200-meter relay. And he's always been a quarterback for us. And because he's such an exceptional athlete, we were going to get him on the field last year. So we moved him over to wide receiver, and it boded well for him because, at the next level, he's going to South Dakota State University next year to play wide receiver. But it's been in the plan all along that he was going to be our quarterback this year.
I think it's interesting in a year of learning the wide receiver position. I think that helps him as a quarterback, right?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that, in my personal experience, I became a better defensive back when I learned the wide receiver position, which I had never played. And I became better personally at that. So I'm a firm believer in learning one thing well makes you better at the next. And at the end of the day, it's all relative.
Hey, Coach, let's talk a little bit about Mason Radobicki, running back. First team all-conference last year, and he's a kid that you really counted on, I think, this year to do a lot of good things on the offensive end, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, he was first team all-state last year as a junior, playing in our league. And he only played 8 games last year because he had a season-ending hamstring pull in our Week 9 game and pregame against Waukesha West. So to be able to be first-team All-State as a junior with 8 games is pretty impressive. So yeah, he's our bell cow. We're a tailback offense. We're gonna feed him. And last week we did some different things against Pewaukee where we actually threw the ball a little bit more and threw the ball effectively. But Mason only had 18 carries. And he said to me, he's like, Coach, 18 carries is nothing. So I was happy to hear that he's capable of carrying the ball 25 to 30 times a game.
Yeah, it's just so you know, there's a few coaches that you're playing in the next few weeks that notice how many times you guys threw the ball. Now they got to look at that tape and they've got to spend some time at practice making sure that they're ready for that. And then on the defensive end, Coach, Jack Savasta does a really good job. He's the captain. He's kind of that kid in the backside of your defense that makes the calls and makes sure that everybody's in the right position. Not afraid to come up and hit you a little bit.
He's a stud. He's been starting. This is his 3rd year starting for us. Not just he's a weapon in the return game too. I mean, every time the guy gets the ball in his hands, he's electric. He's returned 2 kicks for 95 plus yards this year for touchdowns. He's averaging 45 yards plus per kick return. And then on defense, he's invaluable because, as you said, he's the quarterback back there. He gets the defense set. Now last year, I think he was probably a little disappointed because he played the whole season with a torn labrum. And we knew that, and we got through the season. He had it repaired in the off season, and he's so much further ahead than what he was last year. He's playing at such a high level, and he's physical, he's smart, he's really fast, and got a really good nose for the ball.
Coach, a couple weeks ago, I was over and I saw you guys practice, and I was there to give away the AAYFL Team of the Week to your 8th grade team, one of your 8th grade teams, and I had not been in the back and I had seen the practice facility. Coach, it's unbelievable. There was a bunch of parents there to take pictures. They found out that I'd be there to give this plaque away, and I talked to a bunch of parents. And I get it, Coach. I understand why Mukwonago is one of those teams that's always talked about to win a conference, to go deep into the playoffs, because that community just loves high school football, and they sure support you and love the job you do.
Absolutely. We have 275 kids in our youth program right now, grades 5 through 8, 2 teams at every level. We're in really good shape with numbers. I think our youth coaches are doing a really good job. They're all bought in. And we talk about it, and it's something we preach, and it's something that, we're constantly meeting with those youth coaches. We talk about 512 program, and, we're in a good spot right now, and I'm really proud of everybody involved.
Yeah, Coach, it was really cool to be out there, and thank you for doing this interview. Look forward to seeing you on the sidelines tonight. We're going to get to a break. Other side will be joined by this week's Current Electric behind-the-scenes superhero of the week. This is the Donovan and Jorgensen Heating and Cooling Friday Night Rivals pregame show, only on My 24.